Bore our plant, bore our parents. As you probably heard in the middle of the week, we've got some detail now of how schools are going to reopen in Wales, and I'll be sending you more details on that now in the next few days, early next week, and hopefully then you can get your own lives organised and you can see the opportunities for your children to come into school. But we've been very busy here during the last few days preparing classrooms, and I'd just like to give you a view of some of them so you can see what we're doing at the school in organising classes so that children have the appropriate distance away from one another when they're in classes. Okay, I'll just show you a big classroom in the juniors and a smaller classroom in the juniors so you can see how the desks and the chairs are spaced out. Well, there's still a lot to do. We're sorting things out, putting excess furniture resources into storage so that the cleaners can have an easy job for cleaning. But I'd like to stress that our cleaners at Litchfield Primary have been in all the way through the 10 weeks of lockdown, and they're still here now, and they're doing a sterling job. Okay, I know that we're passing you on now to Mr Richards and Mr Ward for their assembly for Friday. Have a good weekend, and I'll get more details out to you as soon as possible at the beginning of next week. Bye.
Thank you, Mr Phillips. Bore da, boys and girls, lads and lasses, witches and wizards, good to see you all on this fine Friday morning. Interesting times, isn't it? Mr Phillips has just shown you there that the school is in preparation. We've been meeting and planning our next steps to make sure the school can open and that it's safe for everybody. So those who want to come back and those who are able to come back to a safe and welcoming environment, as it always has been. Obviously it's a bit different, but there we go. That's what's going on in Britain at the moment. And as Miss Foster showed you in an assembly a couple of days ago, obviously there's lots of other things going on as well with the protests and the Black Lives Matters movement, which I think we'd all like to get behind in principle, because obviously we really do support the red card against racism and the anti-racism campaign. We don't like to see anyone being treated any differently. So we'll probably talk more about that when we get back to school, and some more. I'm hoping to do an assembly coming up on that as well. So keep tuned or tune in for that. Well done, absolutely remarkable efforts from you in your work, particularly, but I want to highlight something that really impressed me and impressed the staff, and I think you've enjoyed doing, and that was Mr Ward's walking challenge around Wales. I won't say too much at the minute. I'll come back to you after Mr Ward said a few words, and I'm going to take you on a little journey as well. So I'll hand you over to Mr Ward, who will now tell you a little bit about what that challenge achieved and how he felt about it. So, over to Mr Ward.
Thanks, Mr Richards. Thanks for asking me to come and talk about the walking challenge. As those of you who've been following the challenge know, we completed it last weekend, and it was actually Mrs Harris who crossed over the finish line. We did over the target. We did nearly 100,000 over the target. When I first thought of the idea of doing the walking challenge, I wanted people to get involved, and I was a little bit nervous putting myself out there, and I didn't know if people were going to want to do it. I didn't want to know if people were going to want to be part of it. I didn't know how many people would like to go out walking. And that first day when I opened up the record sheet after answering a few questions and giving a few answers as to how you update the information, I was so pleased to see that people had actually started putting in their steps. And I was just amazed. I was really pleased that people were getting involved. And then each time I'd go back, I'd see new names and I'd see new people getting involved with the challenge. And it was really great to see. And it grew so quickly, and the number of steps we did kept going up and up. And to complete it in just a touch over 2 weeks, I think was an absolutely amazing achievement. I was inspired by a couple of things to come up with a challenge. One of them was Captain Sir Tom Moore. At 99 years old and on to his 100th birthday, he managed to do 100 laps of his garden. And I thought, well, if a man who's nearly 100 years old can do that much walking, I'm sure our young, fit school children could probably do some as well. And you didn't do a bad job either. The other thing that inspired me was my own exercise, getting out into the fresh air once a day during lockdown. It was fantastic. It was wonderful to get out of the house and to be in the fresh air and just to take my time and enjoy being out and about, seeing different things, hearing different noises. At the start of lockdown, everywhere was so quiet, so you could really take in everything that was happening around and about. And a few people might have even seen me. I know Mr. Richard saw me and gave me a toot when I was out walking. And I know I saw Alicia. She was out exercising with her brother. And I saw one or two other people while I was out and about walking. And it was really nice just to see different people and different faces, all socially distanced. And that's something we're going to have to get used to in the coming weeks. But you know what? I'm just really happy to have been connecting with you, giving you challenges, giving you things to do, all my sports videos that people have been getting involved in. And it's been a different way of doing things, but I've really enjoyed it. So all I want to say is thanks a lot. Thanks for getting involved. I'm really looking forward to seeing you all back in school. I've missed you all. The one or two people that I have seen all look so grown up and so much bigger and so much older. I'm going to be still around school. I'm going to be looking after you. All the other teachers are going to be working hard to keep you nice and safe. It's been a pleasure doing these videos, but I want to get back to doing some real teaching and some real PE. So enjoy the rest of your time at home with mums and dads. Stay safe, look after yourselves, and I can't wait to see you back in school soon. Thanks for taking part in the challenge. I think Mr. Richards has got some final words for you now. Thanks a lot. Bye now.
Thank you, Mr. Ward. I have to say, great effort by Mr. Ward for organising that. I've been out running, riding my bike, been out in my car, not often in my car, but when I have to pop somewhere. Whenever I go, I see Wardy walking with his wife, maybe with his son, bit of running. He's always out and about, and quite often he's sharing that with us as well. And it's very inspirational, isn't it, to see people that we know doing these really healthy body and healthy mind things. So thank you, Mr. Ward. Now then, linked to that, I was thinking, well, on your walk around Wales, you will have seen lots of landmarks, lots of special places around Wales, and Wales is a beautiful country. So I've made a bit of a slideshow, a bit of a quiz as well, so to see if you can work out, have a look at all famous landmarks around the coast of Wales. Most are on the coast by the sea, some a little bit inland. There's 16 altogether. I wonder how many you recognise from your walk around Wales, starting in our area and going right up around West Wales and up towards North Wales and round underneath Anglesey, right round our coastline. You can post your answers below on Facebook. I wonder how many you can get out of 16. Have a look, enjoy the journey, and let me know. Aren't we lucky? What a beautiful country we live in. And as I said, I've been to a lot of those, and when the sun's out, you won't get a more picturesque and beautiful place than Wales, for me. Been to lots of countries, not as many as some, but it's always nice to come back to Wales and see what we've got here, isn't it? Something to be proud of. Now, the places I showed you there, places around the coastline of Wales, are Ogmore. You've seen Ogmore Castle there, and the Stepping Stones. Porthcawl, you've probably got that one, you've all been there. Aberavon, where I went as a child. I know Mrs. Hopkins and Mrs. Harris are particularly fond of that beach. It takes them back to their childhood. Mumbles Pier, where you can get particularly good ice cream and a lovely view as well. Worm's Head, renowned around the world, Worm's Head, for its beautiful views and little island off Mumbles. Tenby, one of my favourite places, spent many a family holiday there. Lots of lovely beaches around that area as well, including what I think is the most beautiful beach in Britain, and one of the most incredible beaches you'll ever go, especially when the sun's out, and that's Barafundle Bay. Absolutely beautiful. If you've never been there, you should check it out. St David, Wales' oldest city. We saw the cathedral there, just inland from the coast. Fishguard, lovely little village there. Cardigan Bay, quite very well known in the sort of belly of Wales. They're a beautiful place. Llangrannog, where we were due to go with Year 6 this term. Unfortunately, obviously because of the pandemic, we haven't been able to go, but a beautiful little village there on the beach. Aberystwyth, very famous university town. And if you've seen Hinterland, you shouldn't have seen Hinterland, but parents who've seen Hinterland will recognise it from that. Harlech, castle overlooking the beach, which is a wonderful sight, isn't it? One of those castles everyone wants to visit. Portmeirion, very famous from 70s TV shows. It's like a little mini village there up in North Wales. Caernarfon Castle, which if you stand at the right angle, you can see Anglesey. So it's on the sort of inland, still on the coast, so you can't see the sea, but you've got an estuary there which runs right through the town. And then last of all was a castle I visited when I stayed in Caernarfon years ago. And that was Beaumaris. You could see Beaumaris Castle there, not far from the beach at all. So some remarkable places. If you haven't been to some of those, maybe check them out. Well, thanks for joining us in our assembly. Hope you've enjoyed. Myself, Mr. Ward, Mr. Phillips, giving you some interesting information. The three amigos on this Friday before we break up for the weekend. Have a lovely weekend. It's not that long now, 10 days I think before the hub opens up. And then on the 29th, obviously the school will be open. So we'll see the hub children soon. We'll see the rest of you when you come back to school. When we give you, and we'll be giving you a timetable so you know what days you will be in. You're not going to be in every day, but keep your eyes peeled on the app, on Facebook and on Twitter for information. But we're also going to be using a text service to tell people exactly when they're in. Have a lovely weekend. Enjoy the next few weeks. Keep your eyes peeled. Keep tuning into assemblies, and we'll see you all very, very soon.